I cannot believe she told me that I was gaining weight. Welcome to OreoOlive.com. As you know, Oreo olives don't mix, but the abstract thought of putting those two words together has enlightened me to create a channel to discuss various topics. On today's episode, people, I wanted to talk about something that I experienced today that caught me off guard, but my response was absolutely epic. I wanted to bring it to the channel because I noticed that there's so many videos on YouTube that always talks about this, about the weight difference between both men and women. Now, when you're on the other side of that and someone says something to you about your weight, it then begins to trigger people and make people actually say certain things. Now, before I get into what I've experienced today, I want to throw a perspective out there to you, okay? And when you're looking at the average weight and height of both a man and woman, now depending on factors regarding age, region, genetics, type of lifestyle that a person may live, and the types of foods that they may consume is going to have an impact on a person's weight, whether or not they are exercising or not. Now, while it is very important that the over-encompassing part of this video is to let you know what I've experienced and how I dealt with it, also still does not remove the fact that these things still exist. So, as we know in society, for the things that we see on TV, there's always something that's reminding us of a size that we should be. Now, with all of that put into perspective, you have to look at the weight difference between both a man and a woman, okay? So when you're looking at the average weight for men and women, you're looking at a man being an adult man, a grown man, normally around 140 to 200 pounds. Whether it be 63 to 91 kilograms. That doesn't take into consideration of men that may play sports, men that may play football and things of that nature, but the average person that you are seeing on the street, walking every day, or just in the store, the average weight of a man is going to be 140 to 200 pounds. Now, on the other side, the average weight of an adult woman, a grown woman, is going to range about 110 to 170 pounds. Now, that's about 50 to 77 kilograms for those of you who use metrics and are from a European standard. Now, when you're pairing that with height, a adult height for a grown man is going to range at least on average about 5'7". All right, that's about 170 centimeters. To 5'10" or 178 centimeters. Now, keep in mind there are men who are going to be 6 foot and above, such as myself. I'm definitely more than 6 feet tall. So the taller that you are, the more it doesn't look that you may actually weigh what you actually do. The shorter that you are and the more that you weigh, you're going to be going more out. So you're going to actually be a little bit heavier. Now, for a woman, for an adult woman, the average height is about 5'2" or 157 centimeters to about 5'6", 168 centimeters. And notice the difference in both the height and the weight between the man and the woman are definitely not equal. They are different because the men on the average weigh a little bit more and are a little bit more taller, and versus the woman is a little bit shorter. Now, keeping those figures in mind is going to be based on the factors that I mentioned earlier, such as age, genetics, the region that you live in, the lifestyle that you live in. You know about being here in the U.S., we consume a lot more food and different types of genetically modified foods than any other place on the planet. When you go to other countries, they don't consume the same things that we consume, so they are a lot smaller. But it all also takes into consideration how well a person takes care of their body, whether or not they're getting the proper exercise and are exercising the way that they should. Now, let's take that macro perspective and let's bring that down for a bit. So let me tell you what happened today. So I went to the store today and I ran into a person that I hadn't seen in years. And you know how it is when you don't see anyone over the years people change, whether they get braces, glasses, they may have gotten their teeth done, or something crazy. But what happened is the person had spoken and said hello, and I said, hello, how are you doing? And hadn't seen you in a long time, and nice to see you again. And the conversation could have stopped there. But what happened next was epic, people. What happened next is this lady had told me, she said, you had gained a little bit of weight, haven't you? In front of a lot of people. Now, instead of me getting upset about it, my response to that person was, that's what home cooked meals and being married would do for you. And they actually started laughing because of my response that I provided back to them. Rather than getting upset about it, I brushed it off and I said what I said and said goodbye, and I walked out. Now, it happened in the span about 1 to 2 minutes, but what happened is not only was it embarrassing, but it was definitely one of those things that's uncalled for. And what I learned from that situation was a couple things. One of the first things that I learned is that women can tell men whether or not they're overweight or if they're fat or whatever. They're going to say it outwardly, outright, don't care about what the consequences are. They're going to say it. You're going to be told that you have gained weight. Now, if the tables were reversed and I had said that she had gained weight, that would have been taboo. That would have been a whole completely different setting in the store, because people probably would have turned around and looked and said this and that. And what I saw from that personally, and what I saw from that experience personally, and what I'm used to hearing just out in the public, and what I've understood it to be, is that a man never is supposed to ask a woman her age. I've always heard that growing up. Even women in my family would say, you never ask a woman her age. Never understood the reason behind that. If a woman asks a man his age, you're going to be able to ask her age. If she's going to ask you how much that you make a year, you need to ask the same question back. Now, if a woman says that you are overweight or that you've gained some weight, shouldn't you be able to say the same thing back and the tables be even? Probably not. But my response was, because I knew the person, I said what I said. I walked out. Everybody walked out happy. And that was the end of the story. Now, when I thought about it, I looked at it from two perspectives. For one, I'm not the average height of what the average man is. I'm very much taller. So, in terms of weight, yes, according to the average, it will be outside of the scope. But you can see here on camera, I'm not an overweight guy. I'm not an overly obese man. I'm a grown man. And my weight is fitted according to my height. Now, could I exercise and get into even better shape? Absolutely, I can, when I feel that I need to. But that just threw me through a loop, and I wanted to share that with you all and just share that perspective. But let me know in the comments what you think below, because I'm eager to hear from you all on what you think about that. If you were in that situation, what would you have said? So like, listen, and subscribe, people. OreoOlive.com. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon. I hope that you liked today's episode, and look forward to talking with you all again.